The jury, please listen to your verdict as it has been accepted and recorded.
They have been through so much. The emotions of this moment clear in the courtroom. The man who publicly denied their children were slaughtered in their classroom, who called them actors and unleashed his followers to harass them with death threats. That man, Alex Jones, will pay for what he did.
Defamation/slander damages, past and future, $25 million. B, emotional distress damages, past and future, $32,600,000.
Jones is already facing one judgment for $45 million for this conduct, but this was by far the biggest penalty, $965 million to the families of 8 students and staff that were killed in their Sandy Hook classroom, and an FBI agent who was also targeted by Jones.
All I can really say is that I'm just proud that what we were able to accomplish was just to simply tell the truth. And it shouldn't be this hard, and it shouldn't be this scary.
During the trial, Jones didn't help his case, telling the families he's done apologizing, something he defended outside of court.
I've apologized for past things I said that hurt people's feelings, but I wasn't the first person to question Sandy Hook, and I apologized years ago.
It's estimated that Jones and his companies are worth between $135 and $270 million. He is trying to shield his assets by declaring bankruptcy, but that's not always guaranteed to work. Still, analysts say this could make future conspiracy theorists think before attacking victims of horrific crimes. Again, these families lost young children, 6 and 7 years old. 6 teachers also died that day. Jones wasn't in court, but back on the airwaves, using this trial to raise money, not for those he hurt, but for himself.
Remember, I'm in bankruptcy. We got 2 years of appeals. The money you donate does not go to these people. It goes to fight this fraud, and it goes to stabilize the company. They want us shut down. That's why the ambulance chasers did this.
Unrepentant still, but now, potentially, eventually, he might pay a very steep price. Patty Culhane, Al Jazeera, Washington.
Jason Stanley is a Yale University philosophy professor and the author of How Propaganda Works. He joins us live from New Haven in Connecticut. Thank you for your time, sir. Your reaction to the nearly $1 billion in damages put on Jones. What does it tell us about what the jury was thinking?
Well, it's a terribly sad and tragic case. It's an open and shut defamation case, legally speaking. You're not allowed to lie, make obvious lies about people in a way that damages their reputation. And this is an open and shut legal case that was decided long ago. We now have the jury's decisions about the liability. So there's no issue here about that he violated the law. It's not a free speech case at all. He violated the law, and what he did was so horrific that the costs he's being asked to pay are entirely justifiable. And hopefully this will do something to curtail the kind of massive conspiracy theorizing that is so damaging democracy. You cannot have wild, false conspiracies in a democracy because they undermine the shared reality that's required for policymaking.
What's extraordinary is that he made millions of dollars over the years falsely describing the shooting as a hoax and accusing the victims' families of being actors complicit in the plot. How exactly did he do that?
Well, there's money to be made in destroying reality. We know this. It makes people think that there is no common reality, that the elites are lying to you. The way to do it is take the most sort of obvious, moving thing. In this case, Sandy Hook, one of the great tragedies in American history, and say it's all a fake and a lie. And that will really destabilize people, and it will confirm their senses. It will give them a sense of confirmation that their mistrust in elites, that their mistrust in the media, that their mistrust in reality is somehow legitimate. And so he used this immense tragedy not only to victimize the parents and those affected by the murderous rampage in Sandy Hook, but he used it to victimize the Americans who he defrauded by feeding their sense of abandonment and betrayal by the system. And trying to legitimate it in this horrific way.
You alluded to this. Mr. Jones is just one individual in an information landscape rife with falsehoods about a range of things, from the COVID-19 pandemic to stolen elections, so on and so forth. To what extent will this verdict and other verdicts like this quell that misinformation and the spread of misinformation?
Now, I don't do prediction. I'm not in the prediction business, but I can explain why it is vital that it does. It's vital that it does quell this. We need it to, because the way democracy works is we all have to have a shared reality and common reactions to that shared reality so we can discuss them together. If we can't have if we can't agree on the truth and then have reactions to that truth, then how can we formulate together policies about how to deal with reality? These conspiracy theorists are destroying that common reality and making democracy impossible.
Jason Stanley, very good to talk to you, from Yale University, philosophy professor and author of several books, including How Propaganda Works, joining us there from New Haven, Connecticut. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.